Well, guys, I'm here to talk to you a bit about everything that's going on in the market right now. People always come up to me and ask, Jessica, what is ISO 2022? How is this going to make a difference in this market? Well, for those who don't know, the ISO 2022 protocol, it didn't come out yesterday, it didn't come out last year, last month, it came out a long time ago. So for these elites to change anything globally, they need years in advance, and they do it through what? And our generation, this generation we're living with now, is a generation that is part of this moment of transition to the future, right? So everything that we see there is changing behavior. Without wanting to be political here, not talking about politics, but all of this has a reason. And one thing the elites are masters at doing is what? It's to distract the public. So this wave of crypto assets, this wave of cryptocurrencies came starting with Bitcoin, Ethereum came later, and the others came. But what was the purpose of crypto assets? What is the real purpose? The real purpose of crypto assets. It's about getting people to use this new mechanism, this new technology as a form of exchange, whether in the supply chain industry, gaming, payments. And we know that everything in this life involves money, money, money. And what would be the best way to disrupt money, to disrupt the way of moving value? What would be the easiest and smartest way to do this? Because now with this new technology, it's scalable. Digital assets in particular. Then we had the first wave of cryptocurrencies with the emergence of Bitcoin and Ethereum. According to research by Entity Data, which I'll leave here for you in the description later, Bitcoin and Ethereum were experimental platforms. They're not the grand finale they talk about, and it's not me, Jessica, who's saying this. It's research, people much more intelligent than me. Who am I to say that? I'm here replicating the studies that have been carried out with these people, with these technology institutions. So the way in which they make these movements of the masses from primary adoption to adoption by the general public, which is the mainstream, this takes time, this takes study, this takes testing. And the other issue I want to talk to you about here is the following. A lot of people say, we know that the main purpose of crypto would be decentralization. It would be to be independent of the government. Freedom, I'm in favor of freedom. I'd love for us to live in complete freedom. But guys, think about it. It's very pretentious in a way. To put it in a very crude way, it's very pretentious. To think that these banks, these centuries-old institutions owned by people and families, some important families and families that have been in power forever, passed down from generation to generation, it's very pretentious to think that they would allow any asset, which theoretically nobody knows who created, to become the new way of moving value, the new way of trading in the real world. In my opinion, it's very romantic to think that way. They simply won't let it happen. And there are rumors that these big banks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, UBS, these guys, these big bankers, they are completely part of this project, this new way of moving value, including the creation of Bitcoin. Okay, guys? So I come here with a very controversial subject because nobody agrees with what I'm saying here. There are few people who have this view, the same view that I have. So this doesn't mean that I'm 100% right or that I'm 100% wrong. I'm saying here what I see according to the studies I've already done and according to what I see happening now. So this is an insight I have for you. There's a lot going on right now. Our world is moving into a new phase. It's a new world that is literally being born at this time of crisis and war. It all started with COVID-19. So when people talk about the Great Reset, it's not for nothing. So if you've read that book by that guy, who I'm not going to quote here, but I'll leave the name of the book in the description. You know what the planning is that's being put into practice. It's not today, so let's open our eyes to what's going on. My intention here is to help you see what I'm seeing. I don't know. If everyone will understand what I mean, if everyone will get the message and act at the right time, but it's something I need to put here and share with people because I can't have this knowledge and be studying all these things and not share it and not do anything for the world. So look, watch that playlist there where I talk about ISO 2022, which is something that no one is talking about. Everyone is talking about Bitcoin, the fall of FTT. The fall of FTT also has to do with these regulations that are coming. So look at it with critical eyes, you know. Look with a critical eye, never go along with the herd. The herd is always there together, focused on the same thing. And I think that people who talk about random things, like I'm talking about ISO 2022 here, are crazy people who you have to ignore. But the truth is, if you have a subject that you're not paying attention to, and it's a subject that's there in these guys' circles, you have to pay attention, because maybe it will affect you, it will affect your family. All right, my dears, so I'll see you in the next video. See you later.